Welcome to Center Ground, your home for unfiltered discussion, where we tackle today's most talked about topics, break down current events, and give our take on the internet's latest foolishness. Tune in and let's find some common ground. Let's get this party started. Welcome back to the Center Ground podcast. It's your host, Bootsy. Once again, I came across this video that caught my attention. It's by the THPP Network. Such a pause name. But it's entitled The Sisterhood Meltdown as EBT-APOCALYPSE Bans Junk Food and Money Limits. Money limits? I don't know what that means. But it's highlighting Corey Holcomb and the 5150 crew. I've always enjoyed their content. Sometimes, Corey Holcomb's funny. He's being funny. Sometimes he's being serious. But I think even sometimes with comedy, sometimes comedy is oftentimes one of the best forms to deliver information because it'll make you laugh, but it also provide, the information that whoever's trying to convey the information is trying to provide. I don't know where I'm going at. It's late and I'm tired, but I felt like recording a video today, so let's take a look. Shout outs to the THPP Network. I like the content that they find as well.
Everything you did is finna come back on you because they have people in place, government-wise, to show you we used you to destroy the village.
6 more states have had waivers.
All right, so before she gets into whatever she's gonna say, I'm pretty sure Corey Holcomb is talking about how, there's been a saying for a few years now that our women have, kind of sold us down the river back in the 90s because they chose to marry the government instead of marrying the men, instead of, struggling with the men to provide a better future for the family. They took the easy route and decided to go with public assistance and government assistance, which forced Black families to ensure that the men was not in the house for us to receive those benefits, as opposed to our white counterparts who didn't have money, especially in like middle America, where they gave them farmland and they had no requirement to remove the male from the house.
Waivers approved to ban junk food from being bought with EBT. Let's talk about it. I have processed hundreds of SNAP cases, and here's an update on the state's push to ban junk food from being bought with EBT. So as of August of 2025, there are now 12 states instead of 6 that have approved waivers for banning the purchase of junk food with EBT. Those states are Arkansas, Colorado, Florida, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Oklahoma.
I'll freeze it here, but I find this interesting that, the government is starting to crack down on what people can buy with essentially the free money that they're getting. I remember I had a conversation or debate rather a few years ago about, because I think the same topic came up. Maybe this was when they first started doing this stuff, but the topic came up of how people got on the internet and they were upset because they couldn't buy steaks with government assistance. And I'm like, why are you buying a $40, $50 steak, to feed like yourself with one meal when you have government assistance to possibly feed you for, I don't know how much it goes for. I don't know if they give you enough for the week, the month, or whatever. But it's like, why are you spending for luxury items is what I called it. And I remember some lady got upset with me because she was saying I was being elitist. And I'm like, listen, if you're not working for the money that someone's handing you for free, that person should be able to tell you what you can and can't do with it. That's just how it works. It's like if you come to my house and I say, hey, you can eat something out of my fridge, and you ask me for certain specific things, and I say, listen, you can have anything in my fridge but this, and this, you can't then get mad at me for saying no. It's my fridge.
Oklahoma, Texas, Utah, and West Virginia. So because each state had to submit their waiver to the USDA separately, each one of the bans are slightly different.
So just those two? Oh, what's that one? Oh, they didn't say this one? That's a deal. What is it? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Not even the juice? The juice? Yeah, no. They didn't take the juice for real? When they started that, it looked good. It's like, you didn't use it? Really?
It's weird because I'm trying to figure out what route the government is going with this. I get why, like my steak example, I get why they don't want people spending large amounts of money on single items. But like, why are they now all of a sudden restricting like unhealthy food? Because it's like it's always been my belief that the government would prefer that the people would be unhealthy because unhealthy people tend to be more docile. They don't argue, they don't fight. Especially people who get free stuff. It's like you got them eating whatever. They'll never argue with you because they don't never want to lose the benefit of not having to do anything, which is definitely a privilege. Like we literally work so that we don't have to work anymore, which is crazy.
You feel like see everything should. They got 67 people. So what's the rest? No, they didn't take the Reese's. Yes. Sure they take the Reese's. They ain't taking the juice. Y'all take the juices on. The green juice.
Not to be mean, but she don't need no Reese's.
No. Your Reese's, they didn't take the Reese's. Food stamp is open right now. They don't even take it. Look, y'all maybe cut the light on. No, it's okay. Come on. Let's.
I figured out. I think I know where this video is going to go. So here's what I find interesting, right? Because you have people who, there's a lot of people in this country who don't work and who don't contribute to society. I'm just going to say it that way. They don't clean society. They don't contribute to it financially. They don't have jobs that benefit society. There's a great deal of people who sit around all day, watch TV, do the bare minimum, and get paid for it essentially. And that's always bothered me a bit because I noticed that, and this might be a a rough take, but I've noticed that if you look at the children of those people, those children also tend to be entitled, and those also tend to be the same children that's destroying the neighborhood. I find it so weird that, people get to the point where they think that they deserve, specific things when they're living for free. Or at least that's what my mother used to say. They're living for free.
Get the stuff, come on. So y'all mean to tell me I can't buy no snacks off my EBT card? I'm in here shopping, trying to get all my good snacks. And see this? All that. Going straight to the buggy with me. All those nice good sweets. And y'all, for me to get to the register, they couldn't find out I can't buy no more snacks on my EBT.
Again, this is gonna sound bad, but it's like you notice that like a lot of these people be having their hair and nails done, but they got EBT. It's like so you got enough money to pay for unnecessary things, but you can't pay for food. And the free money that you're getting, you're using your time to complain about the snacks that you can't get. Like, I don't know this lady life, but she probably don't need snacks. Not for nothing, none of us need snacks, which is funny because I just finished eating some snacks. And I didn't need it.
EBT card.
I'm irritated. I woke up and now my EBT cannot purchase me no soda, no candy, no chip, no ice cream, no dessert. No.
It's one of the things I don't like. I know the network is talking about Black people because it's run by Black people. And I do the same thing. Sometimes you talk about your own because it's familiar. But I hate how whenever we talk about welfare, they only speak about Black women. Like Black women are not the majority race on or type of people on social programs. It's not a thing. White women are. And it's interesting that when in the 90s, I remember maybe it was the 80s. I remember the welfare queen. They were showing like nothing but Black women on TV, news articles, blah, blah, blah. But it's like Black women have never led in the highest recipients of food stamps or social programs, like never in this country. Yet whenever we talk about these things, it's always a Black woman at the forefront. Now, don't get me wrong. Our people have a poor habit of talking too much. So maybe it's just because they got on the internet complaining about it. But I know I've seen some white folks on here as well.
Nothing. And this not even really about me because I'm fortunate enough that if push comes to shove, I don't have to use that EBT.
But ma'am, it's not like EBT was telling you couldn't get some food that was absolutely suitable for human consumption that wasn't going to add to the underlying health conditions that are plaguing the community and communities like ours throughout the United States of America. What EBT is telling you in these states that are affected by this new policy is that you need to eat some food with some nutritional value to it. That means that your snacks, your little Debbies, your soda, all of that stuff just might not make it this time. And you might have to go deep down in your pocket to get the stuff that's going to make you sick and not depend on the taxpayers' money to fund it. And there's
See, that's the part that confuses me because it's like, okay, I get that they don't want to fund like snacks and dumb stuff, right? And or luxury items, luxury food items like snake. I said snake. Wow, like y'all eating snake out here, but I meant steak or like lobster and things like that. I can see why they would block that, but isn't this the same government that allows food companies to add, addictive ingredients to our food to make us want to eat more? So it's like if you allow companies to do that, which helps you make more money, because obviously you can tax them more, then why all of a sudden y'all want everybody eating healthy? Like, what's going on here?
going to be a whole lot of people talking about people should be able to buy whatever they want, eat whatever they want. Well, I agree with you. From their own pocket and not off the taxpayer's dime. Get some every time.
Other states on the list: Florida, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Utah, and West Virginia will go into effect on January 1st, 2026. So as of now, there are only 12 states, but I absolutely believe that more states will follow suit and submit waivers to the USDA to do the same thing.
Okay, girl, it's your girl Quay, and yeah, let's cook these kids, bro. We're gonna cook some buttermilk waffles, some French toast sticks, blueberry waffles, and a
Yeah, what's up with all these people having like a multitude of kids, but not having the ability to feed them? Like that should be considered child abuse. But I see why. Like you see, like this. I wonder if this is the angle that they're going. So mothers are the main caretakers. A lot of the women in just these videos were she's morbidly obese, but most of the women in the video were obese. And I'm wondering if perhaps maybe, I know Black people, one of our leading causes of death is heart failure and heart problems. So perhaps one of the reasons why they're limiting what people can eat is because if the mother passes away, then the children have to be taken care of by the state, which becomes more expensive for them.
do some Rogerwood sausages. So yeah.
Well,
y'all.
it's the 17th again. That's food stamp day for me. I placed my food delivery order last night, so it got here today at 11 o'clock. This time I got 9.
Wait a damn minute. So you telling me this lady get food stamps and she can't even go pick it up? Like, American entitlement has reached new levels, boy. You get free money, you're complaining about what you can buy with that free money, and you don't even go pick it up? Wow.
Items for $492. I made a video like this last time. All y'all was worried about was if I had stairs and if I tipped. Second of all, I did not tip. That's what y'all want me to say. That's what I'm going to say. Like, use y'all common sense when y'all be saying stuff in the comments. I don't care about y'all paying the taxes on these food stamps for me to be able to get them. I don't give a damn.
How are we supposed to know if she tip or not? You getting free money. You giving them government money? So don't that mean we tipping? If she tip? I'm tipping.
And y'all be like, as long as the kids eat, exactly. So I'm feeding these kids with them food stamps that y'all using to spend y'all taxes or whatever y'all want to call it. I said most of y'all was mad in my last post. That's exactly what the y'all be mad as hell. Anyways, y'all, this is my first order. I gotta make another order, but I'm gonna make it within a couple weeks because my freezer is going to be full.
I remember when Republicans was talking about cutting all these programs, and I was like, yo, that's horrible because there's people who need it. Yeah, I'm starting to hope that they start cutting these programs because some people are really getting wild with this. Not only are they entitled, they starting to throw it in the people who's paying for it face. Like, oh, y'all mad I'm getting these food stamps. Yeah, we mad. You taking our money and we can barely feed our families. And half of these people don't even work. Half of these chicks don't even work. And they teasing us. Like, what kind of world is this that we've been living in? It's getting crazy.
Thing I need to invest in is a deep freezer. Then I would have so much freaking room. I feel like if I was to have all that food up in here, I would just want to make food just because. If you know, you know. Y'all know when kids see, they all of a sudden want to eat everything. At least my kids be doing that shit. As soon as I brought the food in, here he go. Can he have some?
The EBT. It's not even in my name. It's not my EBT, bro. I don't make enough that I can afford my groceries, but I make enough that if I gotta eat, then I can eat. But I'm thinking about people who don't even live within 5 miles of a grocery store. People who go and do their grocery shopping at the corner store because that's what's closest to them. And there's nothing for another 10, 15, 20 miles. And nobody has a car. everybody has to take the bus. So you can only.
That sounds like nonsense. Who live near a corner store but don't have like a supermarket close to them? Because corner store's not in the suburbs, right? That's a city thing. You can't walk like 10 blocks without finding a supermarket. She lying.
go to where the bus takes you.
Hold on, wait. It's a lot to unpack here before we even get started really that much into the video. What is she talking about? Most of the people where she lived, even in the inner city, the closest grocery store is not 20 miles away, number one. Number two, you just sat there and said that you didn't even need it. So if you don't need it, then why you still own it and why you still using it? And this is one of the reasons why the Trump administration started pushing people off of food stamps or requiring for them to do a certain amount in order to get it, because a lot of people are truly.
I'm gonna piss people off when I say this, but I believe that anyone who gets funding by the government, I don't care if it's a billionaire, if you get funding by the government, you need to do some sort of community service, some volunteering. My wife told me to stop using community service because it sounds bad, even though it's serving the community. But you need to start volunteering or doing something, right? Because one of the biggest issues, like I knew people growing up whose parents were on public assistance or welfare, food stamps, whatever you want to call it now. And I swear they kids be the worst. They be the worst. And it's like, yo, why not make the people, if they're able-bodied, to even just clean the community? That's always been my thing. I feel like if they knew that their mother was the one cleaning these streets to get that money, even if it was only for a few hours a day, then they wouldn't be trashing the street. And I swear it was a pattern. Like every single body I know who mama didn't work and was just collecting a check, they were some of the filthiest people that I came across. And it's because it's like they were entitled. Their mama was entitled. And I've seen some stuff on the internet where the mothers is teaching the children at very young ages to get these benefits so they could either stack it up, double it, or even worse, they're stunting their children so they can continue to get the max amount of money. I've seen women tell their children, don't work because you're going to mess up my Section 8. Don't get a job because you're going to mess up my food stamp. It's like, what kind of parent are you? And mind you, these are still the same parents that jump on the internet talking about number one mom.
Taking advantage of the system.
So YouTube, this your girl Quay, and yes, we at Sam's doing the shopping haul. So y'all come along with us, and let's get some stuff out of Sam's.
Why is none of them skinny? Unless this is just done on purpose for comedic relief or whatever. But none of them have been skinny so far.
I'm really just gonna be a very short video, just a little tic tac, boom bam. You feel me? But yeah, y'all, let's get into it. They got some animal crackers for $8.98, so we just gonna grab one of these. So yeah, my kids like nutritional bars, so they for about 30 seeds for $9.98. So we're gonna grab that. We're gonna put it on. So yeah, we already started shopping. So we got some chips, some blow pop for the kids, some little bites, some hot chips, some fruit snacks, some gushes, some powdered donuts.
Did she get food?
Where's the food?
None of this is real food. All of this, so I did some digging and I found out that like these things, these products, they're not even real food, and most of them are considered ultra processed food. We tend to call them processed foods. No, there's processed food and there's ultra processed. These are ultra processed. They're kind of like real food, but they're not really food. They're like genetically modified food, which is why they are usually high in calories. They don't have a significant nutritional value. You can eat some of these things and then be like, I don't understand why I'm gaining weight, because it's not real food and it's kind of poisonous. And then what's crazy is when everybody start catching cancer and all these other sicknesses, we wonder why, because we're eating garbage. I don't see no fruits or vegetables in this cart.
Oatmeal pies, some honey buns, and yeah, so let's get things like right here. A box of 2 bags for 49 ounces for $7.98. So we're gonna grab one of those, and they got frosted flakes.
You start watching stuff like this, you realize why they were so hyped when Cardi B said, I don't cook, I don't clean, because their houses probably be filthy and they don't cook. None of these foods you can cook. She buying cereal. Like, make them kids some sausage, egg, and cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese. Come on now.
So 788, and we're gonna grab one of those. Let's go down the season.
Come on. Oh, she said keep it. She gonna keep it. Okay. What's the balance? So we can't buy no candy.
$14. $14.90.
$14.92. Okay. They ain't taking no Reese's and food stamps, no candy. So they went lying when they said they're gonna take out all the snacks. They're taking away all the snacks on BT. What's the point?
That dude in the back got pants on? Never mind.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants junk food stripped from SNAP.
Yeah, this is part of President Trump's plan to make America healthy again. Nearly a dozen states have agreed to the limits.
Well, the new EBT food stamp guidelines are about to take place.
I can't lie. I don't think it's really about health, because when Michelle Obama was talking health, Republicans were the same people that was like, you're trying to force us to eat things we don't want to eat and all this other nonsense. It's something else going on.
Nationwide. Yes, nationwide. So if you're in the state of South Carolina, come to the front. As of August 13, 2025, you'll no longer be able to purchase anything with your EBT food stamps. Won't be able to buy energy drinks, sugary drinks. You won't be able to buy canned sodas, Pop-Tarts, cakes, Debbie cakes, cookies, donut, everything with those sugary products that's not good for you. You will not be able to purchase them with your EBT food stamp card.
Hey, how am I supposed to feed 6 kids on $38? Okay. All right.
4,300? Who's she feeding? See, and this is what makes people not want to have jobs, because it's like, why are we working, struggling to pay for $200 groceries? People getting 4,300. I hope that's a typo.
Thanks, bye. Oh my God. Our food stamps just got cut from $4,300 to $38.
She don't got top teeth, but she get $43.
How the hell do they expect it? $38, not even $40. That's not even going to cover freaking one meal.
You see, polite savages, the lesson of the day is nothing lasts forever. When you have it going good, when you're getting over, when you are cheating the system, when you are doing something that perhaps, just perhaps, you should not be doing, or even if the rules are in your favor at the moment in time, you need to capitalize, move your way up, make sure you get out of that situation. But see, a lot of folks, we've decided to stay in the same situation over and over again and just look for big daddy government to keep coming on in and giving us exactly what we want, when we want, and how we want. And this is not a political stance. This is just a casual observation. You see, people get very comfortable when something's coming in and it's guaranteed, and they know dang well that they ain't got to pay for it. You see ladies going up there getting that junk food, and now it's a big deal when you can't get junk food. Even though you're at a Walmart and you can make.
Yeah, it's interesting. People thought it was going to stop at dates. It's like they got married to the government, and they starting to abuse the government. We thought it was just first dates. They want Ruth Chris and all this other extra stuff. We was thinking they wanted these $300 meals, and they just didn't like us. They don't seem to like nobody. It's just gluttony, selfishness, entitlement. Ugh.
Much more wise situations for your health. You notice that they never do that because it's easy. That sugar is easy to pacify them children. And the most notorious thing I hear them say is, my kids won't eat anything else. Shut up, lady. Get control of your family. Get control of your kids. Remember, big, bad, independent, do it all yourself. Well, ma'am, it seems like one thing you can't do by yourself is maintain good health. You dig?
I saw this online and I was so shocked. They have recently changed it where SNAP EBT food stamps cannot use their SNAP EBT to buy snacks anymore. So Coca-Cola sodas, Snicker bars, ice cream. If the drink has less than 50% juice, you can't actually use it to buy those fruity juice drinks that are not juice, it's just sugar.
Yo, imagine you getting free food, free money, and you buying candy bars. Bruh. If I got free money, I would actually buy the healthy stuff that I wouldn't normally buy because it's overly expensive. These fools is living backwards, man.
So they have changed it significantly. So people who go in the store and order Little Debbie pies, sodas, ice cream, candy bars, just tons and tons and tons of sweets. I see it all the time. Like, guys, I work for DoorDash. I can't tell if an order is EBT. We can't see if you order it with EBT, but I have shopped some orders that has just been all snacks, and I'm gonna assume that some of them may have been EBT and some of them may have not.
Yep. Why can't we have a soda? Like, poor people are not allowed to have anything. Like, I hate when people make a thing about poor people finding joy. They all like, oh, well, you can still buy me.
Nah, it's not about being poor, and I hate when they try to victimize themselves. It's about being entitled. Like, if someone's giving you something and you try to take the max, you're wrong for that. Like, dude, like there's people who be trying to give me stuff, and I'm like, nah, chill. And they're like, no, you can have it. And I'm like, all right, I'll take a little bit. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, you're gonna be like, oh well, come to my house, eat some chicken. And I'm like, all right, can I get biscuit too? Can I get rice? Can I get this? Can I get that? I'm not doing all that. This is what they out here doing. The government gave them a little bit of wiggle room, and they took advantage. Not only did they take advantage, they started bragging about it. Not only did they start bragging about it, they started teasing everybody else for not getting it. And then they want sympathy from the world when it get cut off.
Can't find.
I do feel sorry for the families that need it, the families that don't abuse it, the family that use it to take care of themselves. I'll add that caveat though. This is just entertainment, and it's kind of funny to me that these entitled clowns is getting upset that their privilege is getting taken away. But I mean, they all bosses and queens and all that, right? And they don't need nobody, so they should be able to be all right if they don't get their little snacky snacks.
Joy on somebody else's dime when it's supposed to be a need, not a want. I don't know why that's so difficult for y'all to put together.
You just can't buy no soda. You can only buy necessities now. You only need necessities anyway. Get your kids eating.
Look how mad she is. Like, she really don't think she got other choices. She thinks she got to eat all this nasty, terrible fake food. Some people brains is backwards. I'm still saying that. They brains is backwards.
Big Texas sisters and them, big honey buns and all that other nut. You take them to the gas station in your suburban neighborhood, and they run up your wallet, not your EBT, your wallet, because you make enough that you don't need no EBT. But I can't have a sweet treat.
And my direct reaction to this young lady is that, ma'am, you are the reason. You are the absolute reason. With you thinking that you deserve something off the taxpayer's dime, you are the reason why there will not be a lot of pushback to these changes.
Nah, that animation was crazy. But it is, I said this in one of my past videos, and I've been noticing it more and more and more. Stupidity, idiocy, entitlement, just deranged, ungrateful, just non-good people have a look, man. I swear they all have a certain look to them now. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or if it's just because I'm paying attention, but people legit have a specific look of just like ill. And every time I see them, I just like, I don't want nothing to do with some of these people. I don't care what race they are. I don't care what gender they are. It's like people walk around with this sense of entitlement. They just think that they're better than everybody. You know what's crazy? I guarantee you that same lady, if you go on her social media, she probably be talking crazy to the people around them, like they small compared to her. Meanwhile, she on the internet complaining because she can't get honey buns. You can't even get your own honey buns. That's crazy. I was able to get honey buns when I was a kid. By myself, walking to the store. Kids can't do that no more. They call that child abuse.
Of these laws, why people are going to celebrate when you're sitting here saying that don't your kids go to the gas station or the mini mart in the suburban neighborhood and run up your wallet. Well, ma'am, that's their wallet, but you go to the store and you run up our wallet. And with all of this debt that everybody talks about, you have the nerve to come up here and blabble about you actually deserve something when you deserve absolutely nothing. When you even said earlier that you have your own money and you don't need it. But the bottom line is this: we all know what you're really doing with that extra money. It goes into your pocket to feed your needs that have nothing to do with your children's needs. Yes, ma'am, you are getting over, and this attitude is why a lot of folks are happy, absolute celebrating that this limitation to your EBT benefits are coming. And it started off with 6 states. Now it's 12 states. And in a year, it'll be about 15 states. And how many states are going to adopt this? Man, you better head west to these liberal enclaves, because that's the only place where you're going to be.
Now, the liberal states is going to stop too, because they're not about to be funding a bunch of clowns who don't do nothing all day, all night. As much as people like to get all political, eventually governments are businesses. Our local governments, our state governments, they are businesses. So eventually they're going to look at the numbers and be like, man, this ain't working. And they're going to cut everybody off. And it's going to create problems. I'll tell you that much. It's going to create us some problems, because they not finna do this forever. And it's getting worse. And you know what I think? What happens is we are a country of extremes. So eventually we're probably going to just cut it all off and then let people fend for themselves. And then there's going to be a few years where things aren't going to look too good. And then people are going to start to figure it out. Like, some of these people can get jobs. And because we pay them to do nothing, all they're going to do is keep having kids. And then they file their taxes and get these astronomical amounts of money back. What's crazy is I believe that they should start auditing the checking accounts of finances of everybody on public assistance to see if they actually need it. Because there's a great deal of people who's abusing the system.
Able to get exactly what you want, when you want, how you want. But understand this, there's always a price that comes with. That type 2 diabetes ain't nothing to play with. You dig?
Sheesh.
Because they have people in place government-wise to show you we used you to destroy the village.
And when we say destroy, we mean destroy the health, destroy the mental capacity, destroy the understanding, the work ethic, destroying the facts that everything can't just come to you. Yes, everybody needs a hand up, and I am 100% for getting a hand up, but this hand up can't be a handout, and it can't be forever. We have people out here talking about, I got 6 kids. What am I going to do? Ma'am, if you can't afford to feed 6 kids, you should not be depending on the government to feed 6 kids. That's a damn shame, and you understood exactly what you were doing on kid number 3, on kid number 4, on kid number 5. When you went up to that Walmart, you brought nothing but junk food, and you all whole big back, knowing that your kids are big backians too. You got to definitely understand one thing. You can do what you want and be who you want to be and eat what you want to eat. But the bottom line is this: if it's somebody else's dime, they got the absolute right to look you dead smack in the eye and say, hey, you're going to eat what I want you to eat because I'm supplying you your food.
So as quiet as it's kept, and I know y'all won't admit this because I know how y'all are, but y'all aren't really outraged that the food stamps, the EBT, to get shut down. Y'all are really outraged because now you're gonna have to take the money you normally buy wigs, bundles, get your nails done. Y'all gonna have to take those funds and buy food now. And don't say I'm lying, because when y'all were receiving food stamps, you were selling the food stamps. So you weren't worried about feeding your children then. But all of a sudden now, you're outraged. Oh my God, like, why we gonna feed our kids the same way you've been feeding them? Sleeping with that man. Get a few funds from him. Keep doing it.
God. Our food stamps just got cut from $4,300 to $38. How the hell do they expect it? $38, not even $40. That's not even gonna cover freaking one meal. You're gonna have to go get a second job.
I'm not getting a second job.
Yeah, what are we gonna do then?
You're gonna get a job.
Women don't work.
Thank you for watching the Tip Net.
See that comment? That's why I thought like she was trolling, because like, yeah, first of all, she said she got 4,000, or I think it was 4,300, something like that, in food stamps. That's not really realistic, but and then she's saying like, oh, you have to get us. Not saying that don't happen, because some women do think like that. They think that their husbands got to get 3-4 jobs when they don't have none, and that's perfectly fine. But then you also got a question to kind of get men that get with women like that. But I'll close this, right? We gotta stop the entitlement. It seems to be growing. Selfishness seems to be growing. Think about it this way: even if you, let's say you got food stamps and somebody else is paying for you to live, you should humble yourself. You should be grateful that a government is willing to take care of you, because governments used to let people starve. They did. And it's like, instead of complaining that you can't get something as unimportant as snacks, you should understand that perhaps, even if their motives aren't 100%, pure, at least they're making changes to somewhat help you and your family. You got people literally eating themselves to the grave every day. And now that we have the body positivity movement, we're not really allowed to speak on it, which is nonsense, because all of the influencers that were morbidly obese started dropping like flies. But I'll close it by saying this, man: the world is gonna hit a huge reset. And if you know anything about history, you know that it usually comes when things get a bit like erratic and crazy. And we're starting to see it. You're starting to see Democrats act like Republicans. You're starting to see Republicans act like Democrats. Men acting like women. Women acting like men. Jobs are no longer professional. You can work and still not be able to pay your bills. Since we are a country of extremes, we don't tend to go back to the center ground, to the middle. We tend to go to the complete opposite polar end. And at this point, this is probably one of the few things both sides of the political spectrum agree on. All these entitled people who are getting essentially paid to live, while everyday hardworking people are struggling to make ends meet. Eventually, both parties both groups are going to say no more. And then that's when the fun will begin. And we'll start to see great changes. Until we meet again. Thanks for listening to the Center Ground Podcast. We'll be back soon with some more great content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. We are a new channel, and growth is essentially our main objective. So send us an email at centerground.pod@gmail.com with any ideas or clips you would like for us to review. This was definitely fun, and I'd say let's do it again. But before you go, always remember, greatness lives somewhere within you. Just make sure you're taking the time to find the key to unlock that greatness. Until we meet again, I'll see you soon.